All right.
All right.
Let us know when we're on mute. I guess. I don't know.
Just like, I don't know. Just say, okay, guys, go. Something, I don't know.
You guys can go.
All right, perfect. All right, everybody. Welcome to final showdown here against FIU versus... Not even sure. I'm not going to...
Versus Kent State. So this is the
Kent
NACE
State.
final for the RL Panther team. We're really excited as we get into it. It's going to be a best-of-7 series. As we get underway, starting with Payne, looking to the left. Chris hits it to the corner.
Absolutely stunning result that is as it comes over for the middle play. Now you're going to get that contest on the 50. However, that goal is left wide open, but cool Chris going for the boost instead of the ball. A rookie mistake, and that is not the mistakes you want to see here in the finals.
Yeah, when you look at it, just an unlucky spot. He tries to get there in time, but the ball's just rolling a little too fast for him. But it's okay. The Panthers are going to have to reset here. It's only the first game. We're only less than 30 seconds in, so we'll be doing all good.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the result as of right now. Definitely way more games to be played, and I'm not worried about what's going to come next. However, I am looking forward to ending off a bit early so I can get dinner on time. But enough about me. Coming from the aerial shot here.
What
That's
a
going to
shot!
find its way in.
Oh my god, look at Mitch go! Payne gets the bump on the clear. It's right for Mitch. He goes straight for the shot. And it's top left chatter. Oh my goodness, what a shot.
So Payne used to be a pain in my butt. Now all of a sudden he's playing for the
Oh
other
my
team.
goodness.
He's doing great. Absolutely loving the result of that. However, going to whip on the first ball to pull Chris up here. Missing that double touch. However, Mitch will be definitely set up. But however, Alistair
Good cover,
on the Payne up the wall now. What can you make of this guy? You probably know more than me. How hard is air dribbling nowadays?
I mean, it's extremely difficult, but I feel like these players, they put in the grind every single day into this game, and it's definitely going to show here in the series. I mean, they just make the hard stuff look really easy. As that's a shot, it's almost on target. The ball's going to roll. Cleared out by Kent State. Mitt's gonna get a middle. Payne off the corner. Is there gonna be a shot coming in there? Maybe. Chris, he just can't get there. As the ball's gonna reset here. Back to FIU.
Cool Chris, not cool enough for the shot on. However, Payne going for double touch off the sidewall here. Won't get that one to go. However, Mitch now on the wall with that double touch. We'll bring it right back down. Go over to Payne. Can he get a setup here? It's looking good, but can someone get to that ball? Everyone's crowding the goal. There are 3 goalies on this team, and I'm not seeing one striker. Blue Lock would be disappointed, and Cool Chris now on the sidewall here. Not looking good. Constant pressure, constant pressure, constant pressure. 3 times. Pressure makes diamonds. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mitch over, brings it up to the top ball here. Dairy Cow, what the hell is that name? And now Payne sending it right back down.
Hey man, chill. Well, I'm loving what I'm seeing from FIU here. There's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure right now. It's really putting Kent State under a lot of duress as they're finally going to get a big clear. Cool Chris going to look for the touch. He can't get there, and that's the power of a good clear from Kent State. Kalisto, big clear down the field. It makes Chris a really difficult read, and he's going to get that open shot because of it. And unfortunately, the Panthers are going to go down 2-1. Half the game remaining, though, so they have a lot of time to respond.
Absolutely, and there's so much time to respond. In fact, that there's actually time. Oh my goodness, time for a double kill in Rocket League.
Wow.
And Shadow taking complete advantage of the space being drawn for him.
Yeah, what a double demo by Kalisto. He makes 2 good plays within the last about 10 seconds. He gets the big clear for the second goal, and now he gets a double demo off kickoff, surprising the Panthers, and it's going to put Kent State up 3-1.
Absolutely, and that's not a result you want right now. However, a lot of games to be played. However, the bump going to come through from Payne. Puts it right back up, but no boost. He can't do anything about this. He's going to go back to the ground. Mitch now putting himself in the goal, saying, I got this. I will be the shield. You guys can be your own sword. Hella Aura. Dairy Cow now back on the ground. Shadow now up in the air, dribbling this, but barely any boost left with the flip reset. Payne getting juked out of his mind. However, Dairy Cow now up for this clear. And a dribble on top of that. Payne fighting for the defense. Mitch now on the ball side. However, all on the same side. This could be dangerous for FIU here if they can't get something to go here. And it looks like all of them are basically rounding and loose. And we're looking to see what more they can make of that.
Yeah, the Panthers just looking to get this boost control here. It's going to go off the backboard from Payne. Shot from Mitch. It's a little weak. Chris can be there. He's going to take it up the wall now. Kalisto, though, again, beat with the demos.
Kill.
Kalisto really showing out for Kent State in terms of the demo game. It's really making FIU uncomfortable. But here comes Mitch on the counter. He's going to get over one. He's going to let the double in the middle. Is anybody there? No, a demo from Shadow, but Payne has a little bit of space. A big shot! What a beautiful shot! What a beautiful shot! Awesome man from Payne, even despite the demo. Wow. He gets that right in the bottom left, bottom right bins, and FIU hit this on right back interacts.
I could not have said it any better myself. Absolutely stunning result from Payne. Cannot stop him. He said, "Do not leave me open. I will find the shot on goal." And proved his point right there again.
And just for a little information, kind of like a little statistician here, the last time these two teams faced in NACE, it was actually a 3-2 victory for Kent State, a really close affair in a best-of-5. So I'm expecting similar things here throughout this best-of-7. You can already see the foundations of a really tight-knit series throughout this first game. what happens?
The statistician.
That's it. My bad. I'm sorry. Anyway,
No,
Kruger's
bro.
the one. He's in the middle. Is there a shot? No. Mitch, he's gonna throw it back in. Gonna make the mock where Kalisto has the backwards aerial for this one. Kent State trying to just take the possession, take good 50s, try to work their way out. As Chris looking to get the boost here. Mitch with some free space. Can he get a reset? Can he get over one? No, he can't. Chris in the corner. What's he gonna do? To the backboard. Can he get the double tap forward? There's a 50.
No
We'll give it
boost.
over Payne. He can't get the touch. Can Mitch? He can, but it's just over the top.
Payne absolutely whipping on that, but with no boost. And now a second shot here. Can he get it to go? Cannot. Shadow
10
off the top
seconds.
of the board. 10 seconds left. Kai couldn't say it any better. Now Payne pushing up this wall. No boost. What can you make of it? Stay in the air. Rule 3. Shadow puts it
Still
to
up.
the corner. Looking to
Still
end this
up.
game right here. But Cool
It's
Chris
still up.
keeping it alive. And oh my
Oh.
on Kent State, and I know I'm hyped for the wrong team, but you cannot lie. That was one of the best Euro time goals you're ever going to see tonight, because that is a rare occasion, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, man, that was a really good try there from the FIU Panthers to try to keep the ball up there in the corner, but Kent State just swarmed them, and then Derek Cow was able to get the last second pinch, kind of like a little a dunk into the net, and they're going to take the first game, but you already know the Panthers are going to respond. You know they've been grinding. You saw the shots from Mitch and Payne. If they stay consistent like that on the shooting game, it's going to be a really, really good series.
You see, the nice thing about FIU, and that a lot of people don't realize when they face us, is that the first game is always the warm-up game. We're always looking to see what we can change, what's happening, what are they doing, how are they winning, how are they scoring, what are they trying to do, what's their best method. And honestly, I feel like after game 1 here, we're going to find a bit of a different FIU, honestly. We're going to find more results. They're going to start trying to dodge more demos. In fact, maybe even try demoing themselves. I can already hear Payne talking like an IGL, as he's always been, just trying to find things to poke holes in, and I'm sure we're going to find some results there.
Listen, as a former player at FIU, recently graduated, I can tell you from my own experience as a player that this school, in every regard, especially in the Rocket League department, is a content team. So just expect some drama as we keep going into this series. You're going to want to keep your eyes glued to the screen. You're not going to want to look away because FIU is sure to respond.
Absolutely, and I cannot wait to see the results of that. 3-2-1, here we go, kickoff again, and it's going to be more towards the FIU side here. Cool Chris now pushing it towards the middle, and Callisto having possession of the ball here. Payne playing off the possession, however. Shadow pushing it up. Oh, Mitch not going up on the right time here, but that clear will be good, however, not good enough. We're going to look for more of a result here, back towards mid. That's going to be Payne for the touch, cannot get that one to go, and Callisto now taking full advantage of the possession. And with the fake,
save.
almost a shot on goal, but the save from Mitch is just undeniably better. And Callisto now putting that one down. Mitch now have Soul's possession. That juke's looking pretty good. However, you saw that right there. He tried to demo. That's the play. And as you can see, FIU is attempting to make this work. Kai, what would you even do at your level of play? I know you played on the varsity team as a former player. What do you usually do when teams are so known for doing demos?
I think the most important thing is just to make sure not to get caught into a slow rhythm. especially like in certain cases where you thought you would have time to make plays. That's where they take the most advantage on the demos. And also as third man, to always watch your back, because teams that are really aggressive always try to time demos on their counterattacks and try to get those favorable 2v1s or even possibly 3v1s if they play it correctly. So I just think it's important for Panthers to be vigilant, right? To not throw the ball away, but also make sure to not take too much time, as they're going to be at risk for big demos, especially from Kalisto. He's been their lead man on these demos, so definitely a player to watch out for.
Definitely, you know, target lock, back on down to Mitch, right down towards the middle, cannot get that one to go. However, Payne now on that touch, can't get that one to go. It's a free shot on the goal because no one is in the goal. Will also take the full advantage. It's not going to be great right now for FIU. However, results pending. 3 minutes still left to go in this match, and I am hopeful.
Yeah, that was you have to give it to Kent State. That was a really good counterattack, right? The pass middle from FIU was a great idea, and they just see it just before. They just see the idea FIU was looking for. They cut it off early, and they make a great counterattack. That's another shot. It's going to be off the crossbar. FIU needs to reset here. They need to get their boost secured, and they need to reset.
They need to reset. Could not say that any better myself. For sure, one of the best plays here. However, I think I just saw one of our FIU guys all the way up trying to demo the person goal. Now Payne back towards the middle now. That shot won't find its way on goal just yet. However, an opportunity is presented. Cool Chris now using all of his juice. However, a heat-seeking missile just attacked Callisto, and his name is Cool Chris. Payne going for the 50. Can't get that one to go either. And now Mitchie putting that one back up towards mid. Someone's got to be there and can't be. That shot is on goal. Unless Payne can save this, we'll barely get the touch off. Over right back down the middle. Shadow with the shot on towards the corner. Can they save that ball? Payne, yes, he can with a bicycle kick. Absolute devastation. And no boost, but still chasing the ball. That's passion right there. A very famous word from a very famous player. Absolute passion.
Yeah, that was amazing on defense there. Just keeping it off the goal line. Just the way to keep his composure there. As Kent State almost doubled their lead, as Michigan needs to take an awkward touch here. It's on the goal line. Payne stays calm. He's going to take it to the sidewall. Wants that boost, but Kent State is just not allowing him to get that boost and go up the wall for his solo.
And I
Shadow with
either.
the big boom.
Big boom.
Okay.
5 big booms.
Here goes Payne. He's going to look forward. He gets a B here. Has there a boost, but can he get the ball middle? He gets a 50.
Reset though. And the
Nice
shot on goal.
shots.
Oh, with the save. Nice job from
Chris!
Chris. Second shot. Cool, Chris. And now he stopped. With the
Beautiful
double touch.
follow-up.
Oh my gosh.
That is just beautiful from Chris. Shot by Mitch, saved to the corner. Goes right back out to Cool Chris, who gets the touch off the sidewall. The composure, not going for the immediate shot. He goes for the backboard touch to get a better, more favorable angle for the shot as FIU tie up this game with 1:30 remaining in game 2.
And that's the result you want to see. However, Shadow now with the ball. Payne going up for it. Will be able to deny the first time. However, for the second time, a redirect, but a failed redirect. And that's actually the kind of, it's kind of the look we're looking for here, especially coming from Kent State. That one's going to fly right back down. However, they're going to send it right over to Mitch. Mitch, what can he do here? Sole possession. He's going to clear the ball over to Payne. Up the wall now, full boost, but no one's there for the receive. And now back on Dairy Cow, putting that shot on. Will get blocked by Cool Chris. Super cool looking and cool plays. And Mitch now putting this off the wall. Can he get that one to go? Yes, another clear. Honestly, he's like a defender. He's just constantly clearing this ball. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He just wants it on their side. And now Payne, absolute star player, as you can tell, just, whiffing. Unfortunately, now Mitch up the air here, pushing towards his left side. And Payne's the only one in the back here ready to just receive. That 50 might actually be pretty good over here. However, Kent State not letting anything come through. Honestly, not a bad defensive setup from Kent State. Whenever it is trouble on their side, everyone's flocking towards the goal. And that's kind of what you always see in these leagues here. We're hoping to, push past the iron wall, as some would call it. Now Payne up in the air. Cool Chris trying to get a weird angle on that. However, couldn't get that one to go. Callisto now for the shots on is going to be denied with a fake from Shadow to completely show off their ability. Oh, that's just so unlucky, especially coming from. I mean, what can you do? It's a 2-on-1. Even Payne tried to get there, couldn't even backflip high enough. Not lucky enough for another bicycle kill. Yeah,
they get the counterattack there, and that's just been the summary of the series. They get a counterattack, they get the bump on the pass. And 7 seconds left here. Payne looks for the solo play. It's going to get cleared out. Again, FIU have to do a 0-second drill if they want to get this game into overtime. Chris, off the sidewall, looks middle. Anybody there? It's Mitch. It's going to be off the corner. Is anybody there to follow up? No, Kent State's there first. It's off the corner now. Payne has to keep it up. Mitch, off the backboard. Is anybody there in time again?
Justin! Oh, locked on.
There is no Justin moment as FIU unfortunately go down 2-0. They're going to need a response here. They're going to need that key team talk from Zernite in the call, as they've just gotten just unlucky on these counters. Kent State have just been so calculated and effective on them, as they're going to be taking the lead in this final NACE final series 2-0.
You know, I stand by what I said in the first game. You know, I consider us like ChatGPT, because that's who really earned my degree. However,
Okay.
I consider us like ChatGPT. You know, we take in data and we analyze it, and you know, we like to think, okay, so that didn't work the last time. However, you know, believe it or not, they actually did way better in this game, leaving it down by just 1 goal. However, they can keep that pressure on and, you know, find more ways to keep possession of the ball. Maybe less solo plays would be the way to go here. I feel like they'll definitely get the results that they're looking for. However, second game going to go the way of Kent State. If you are just joining us here, FIU is down by 2. However, not out.
Yeah, for me, I feel like the key players for Kent State in the series has been Shadow and then also Kalisto. Kalisto being that lead demo man that's also deadly on the counters, and then you have Shadow on that last play getting a fantastic bump. Just the two catalysts on offense for Kent State, with Derek Cow kind of serving as that third man. But listen, FIU isn't here by mistake. They're in this NACE final for a reason, and I'm sure of it, in the rest of the series, they're going to be able to break down Kent State, and they're going to respond.
Absolutely, and I'm sure they're looking for a crack in the wall. However, the foundation is strong at Kent State, and honestly, I think our players are just a little bit nervous. I mean, I can see it. I'm seeing plays that, you know, they would normally be able to do. However, just missing out of straight sheer like nervousness. I honestly feel like it's just stage right now. But once they get their heading in and they start to breathe, I feel they're going to be a lot better off. And that bounce is going to be pretty good for Payne, but that 50 will not be. And a shot on goal by Callisto will not find its way in. And not even a shot, in fact. Actually a setup for Shadow. However, gets bumped off. And that's actually the best case scenario, because now we're going to be able to reset. However, now looking for an objective here. Payne up the wall here, slams it right back down. Can't get that double touch as to no boost. Callisto up in the air now, looking for a form of setup for his teammates. One is back. Derek Cow for the shot. Payne for the block. Just such an invigorating game, honestly.
Yeah, for FIU here, it's definitely about just taking things one game at a time. Just putting those games prior out of your mind. That's just the most important part in any finals. That shot, just a little bit wide. The Panthers have their pressure, but they're going to be out of boost, and they're going to have to relinquish it. And what a shot! Wow. I mean, that's what I mean. It's just it's the story of the series. Look at this counterattack. Again, the two players I highlighted. Kalisto up to Shadow Dweller, and she's going to get that beautiful redirect, and FIU are left in another deficit in Game 3.
You know, only down by 1 and 3 minutes left to go, so still time to be made for a play here, just like the last game. However, still looking for a different result from those same results. But, you know, the definition of insanity is praying for something different to happen when the same thing occurs. So I will not be so lackluster this time. However, Payne now for the 50. Won't get that one to go. Mitch with a soft touch on the ball. And a shot instead. Maybe that is the play here, just playing a little bit slower, something that they don't expect. And absolutely astonishing play from Mitch. Very nice results on that one. All right, right back up to 1-1.
I couldn't agree with that more. FIU, you can tell that because of the pressure of the NACE final that they're under, you can tell they're speeding up their plays a little too much. They're being a little too lackluster with their touches. It's about keeping the ball close and formatting those plays. That has been their success to their goals in the series. Their shooting has also been on point. Mitch putting down the bottom left corner this time. So I just think it's important for Panthers and the rest of the series to just take it slower on offense and just absolutely take their time, as they need to make a save here, and that's a beautiful save by Chris. Counter, big beat by Mitch. Can he get one more 50? He can't, as the ball's going to reset to midfield.
You know, that's the result that we're looking for, and the 50s are not working out for us, so I feel like they're just trying to find their own way around it. And now Cool Chris putting that one in the air. Actually not. Let me get right back down to Mitch, trying to take that one off the wall, but it is a big mistake. Derek Cow now for the second touch. Oh
What a
my God, what a
save!
save from Payne from out of nowhere. And now Cool Chris on the wall. No boost to follow, however. Just looking for someone to give this ball to. And in fact, gives it over to Shadow, and the touch will come off the wall. However, Payne with
What a
another
defense.
amazing defense. Oh my gosh, just immaculate plays coming up from Payne tonight. He is feeling himself, and Mitch now puts it off to the side. Back up the wall. Payne, can he get there? Cannot get there for the 50. However, Shadow part of the touch. Cool Chris now puts it back down on the ground. Trying to get this one to go. 50s, actually more like an 80-20 because it goes positive for FIU. And Mitch now taking that touch. Bit of a prediction play there. And now Payne waiting for that receive. Cannot get one to go, however, puts it up the wall. He says, you know what? I got to do it myself. And he just might no boost. Can he get that touch? Cannot get that one to go. If he had just a little more boost, a little more conservation, he might have been able to get that one to go, but instead cannot. And now Mitch with sole possession of this ball, but no way to get it done with an awkward position like that. And oh my gosh, what a touch by Shadow. Oh my, it's just an absolute, like, you know, two teams performing at the peak of their careers. What more can we ask for? A good game of Rocket League.
Yeah, that sequence there in the last minute from Payne on defense keeps them level in this game 1-1, and that's going to be the key. These games have all been close, both decided by 1, both with 0-second drills. As the pass goes mid here, can Payne get there first? Is he going to tap it around off the backboard? Looking middle for a teammate. Is Mitch there? He's not. Shadow gets it clear to the sidewall. Chris tries to keep it in, but he can't. Good 50 by Mitch in the midfield. This is going to stall out in the midfield. Ball gets put on target, but Payne's going to be there on defense. Can he get a second touch? He can, and that's key. As FIU break out. Payne, no boost, but can he get a 50? He can to Mitch. Looking for the face.
He tried to make it.
It's there. It's on the goal line, and Mitch with the goal. And again, FIU with the slow play. It's been their formula for success. Mitch gets a beautiful 50, and he's going to put it in the back of the net.
That is just absolutely astonishing results. You cannot ask for a better setup. However, have to keep this one in line. 50 seconds on the clock. FIU is up for their first game. Could be a win, but the demo comes through for Shadow. They are not happy that they are losing this game right now, but Mitch is telling them to shut the heck up. They want to win this game. They want the result to be towards them. And Payne with a prediction. Oh my gosh, and not a bad one at that. Mitch now back on the ground here. That shot might be on goal, but cannot get the one to go. In fact, just out of line. However, 15 boost, realizing that might have been a bad idea. Payne up the wall now. Cannot get the one to go. Cool Chris with a 50. However, it's going to be bad for FIU, and Shadow for the shot on goal will tie this game up at 18 seconds, 2-2.
Shadow again, and that time it's Derek Howe with a big beat there. Mitch thought the boost was going to spawn for him on the sidewall as he went up. He didn't get it. Only had 15. He couldn't make the pre-jump play. It leaves Payne in a little bit of an awkward position. Chris makes the initial save, but the 50 doesn't go wide enough, as FIU are going to need to get a third goal for the win here. As there's a pass to Cool Chris, and what a shot around the goalkeeper, and what a response for FIU!
My jaw is on the floor. I think that's the best way I can
Same
describe
here,
that
man.
action. But
Same here.
amazing result from Cool Chris. The clutch level play FIU has needed for the entirety of this series. 10 seconds left, and Kent State gets something to go. And just maybe with the 50, gets the foot reset. Callisto will
Good cut.
get it robbed.
Nice.
Chris will stop it. Maybe even another goal if we're feeling like it. However,
Nice.
we'll end the game right there, and FIU will win game 3.
That was awesome. What a great response. They go down 2 in this series, but they get a key win here. They have to grind it out. I mean, listen, Rax, we saw it. Look at those offensive plays from FIU in that game. Every single one of them quality, finding passes to each other, each of them taking their time. Mitch, with the second goal, he had a beautiful fake into a 50 that left the ball on the goal line. And then we see Chris off a pass from Mitch, middle. I mean, just everybody on this team firing on all cylinders. And it leads to the first win of the series as Panthers find themselves in a 2-1.
No pun intended. In fact, we are, apparently we have a claim. As you can see, the drama is already starting. The drama is already starting, ladies and gentlemen. We just cannot get away from it. Quote from Shadow, we are lagging a lot. Now,
Yeah.
well, you know, we're under investigation for Wi-Fi quality. We'll have to see what happens next. However, please join us back when we get these technical issues fixed. But we will be here
quick
to cover the next.
But just in this time where we have a little bit of
Put it
Yeah,
up
yeah,
again.
yeah. Lock in.
I think it's been pretty good so far.
Not us. And the series is really good. I'm excited, man. All right.
All right,
I'm gonna just
ladies
assume
and
we're back
gentlemen.
into it. Let's just go.
Welcome back to the thing reset. Well, welcome back to game 4. Just to fill you guys in because the overlay is currently not set up correctly. It is 2-1 Kent State. Now FIU on the verge of defeat here. We need these games in pain for the shot on. Can't get it to go either. However, Shadow now up the wall. Oh, another flawless touch.
Good touch.
Great save from Chris. He's just so cool. He's just so cool. Hella
He's
aura.
cool.
Hella aura.
What's in his name? Candagram one?
No, it's not. Cool isn't his name. Come on, Kai. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
With a shot on goal.
Oh my God.
What a save from Payne and Mitch. No credit given to Mitch, however, I did see that.
Good pass! Shot!
Oh!
Nice!
Nice! And the shot on goal from Mitch is just unstoppable.
Dude, I love this Panthers team's passes right now. Keep it coming. We want to see more in the booth. I love every single pass mid this team does. They're taking so much advantage of the space they're being given on the counters. I love to see it as FIU go up 1-0 in this pivotal game 4 where they're trying to get their foothold back in this series.
The shot, oh, it could have been a shot on goal, but Mitch just couldn't get it to go. No boost left remaining, and Payne now saying, you know what, I got this, and instead, never mind, I do not got this. No boost to follow. Callisto now playing for position. Cool Chris coming out of nowhere, taking over that position of the ball, and FIU doing exactly what they say we're going to do. They're going to start taking possession. They're going to start playing more slowly, just looking for opportunities, looking for cracks in the wall, cracks in the foundation of Kent State's play in Rocket League. And honestly, I'd say they're finding it time.
No, I definitely agree, especially on this offense in game 3 and 4. The way this game has started, they've just been taking it a little bit slower. You could tell that after that game 2, they really talked in that team talk, and they said to themselves, we have to calm down. We're taking it a little too fast here, a little bit flustered after those 2 games. We just need to take it slow, right? And we're gonna get those offensive chances, and they've really found their identity here in this series.
And I hope they find more wins, as a matter of fact, finding their identity as a reward for, you know, such growth in this league. And Cool Chris now putting it up on the wall, actually misses instead. Derek Cowan now put for the save here. However, Payne actually clears it right back down to our possession. However, might not have been the smartest move as Shadow is right there ready for the play. But Cool Chris ready for the defense and pushing through instead. And now Derek Cowan leading it over to Callisto. That shot will not find its way on the goal. However, the target is marked. And Derek Cowan now with the shot on will actually set that up for a really good pass. Payne, can you save that? Yes, he can, but another shot. And Derek Cowan will take full advantage of this opportunity for Kent State to be 1-1, tie it up.
Yeah, it was good from Kent State. You got to give them their flowers. They just kept putting it off the backboard, and FIU just found themselves awkward. Every single clear that came through, they just found themselves a little bit awkward, just getting a little bit late to the backboard, and they take advantage. It's a good shot by Derek Cowan. 1-1, half the game remaining in this game 4 with all to play for.
Absolutely, and 2 minutes remaining now. And honestly, I'm honestly shocked to find ourselves in such a predicament. I know that we can do better, and I know, oh no, but the shot on goal, however, Payne is there for the receive, and actually might take the ball as like a full possession. Yes, he will. Now over Mitch, being told to stay down, wait for the play to come through for him. Cannot get it to go, however, Payne now, but just a little bit of boost. We'll be able to send this one back over, looks for a play. However, both players are going for the ball here. Not exactly ideal team play from FIU right now, and that's just something that we're going to have to see if, you know, they're punished for it.
Yeah, FIU just need to get their comms in order, right? They're making the right plays. They have the right ideas, but it's just about who's going to go. Just having that clear communication as there comes a shot. No, it's a miss. They weren't expecting, Kent State wasn't expecting the way that that ball came out from the backboard. And FIU may get away with one there as Cool Chris is in the corner. He's going to chase down Shadow. He's going to look for a 50, but Shadow calmly gets it away as Callisto looks for the clear. Payne keeps on the pressure, looks mid to Chris with the shot. Bang!
Green! Cool Chris with the shot on goal. Payne with everything left in the tank will send it mid. All the trust in his team, and the payoff will show.
What a play from Payne. He makes that play work. He gets the 50 in the corner. It bounces down off the corner of the sidewall, and he makes it work with a perfect pass to Chris, who slots it in the net. FIU take their 1-goal lead with 1:20 remaining, and now they're going to have to hold it.
Hopefully they can. The ground pinch will not be successful. In fact, a setup for Shadow. Oh, and an amazing touch, honestly, from Shadow. Gotta admit,
50.
Ooh, Chris. Oh, what a really amazing 50. Puts it right back down. Won't be on target. However, somebody might be there for the receive. However, Mitch will get it sent back towards him. Derek Cowan now pushing on the offensive and pushing Mitch away. Sent off to the shadow realm, in fact, not even in camera view anymore. And Payne up the wall will get juked out of his mind. However, put right back on ball. Bit of a, reckless touch. Not doing too much with it. Leaving it alone. However, too much possession, too much time, too much everything going in. FIU, Kent State, giving it their all. Barely anything less in this tank. 30 seconds remaining, and Kent State are trying their best to tie this game up, and they just might succeed if FIU is not careful. No boost. Payne, absolute passion, still pursuing this ball, gets bumped right back down over to goal. Shadow putting that one back down the middle. Derek Cow now putting this one back over to mid. However, Mitch looking to clear this ball, will not succeed.
Good
Payne
save.
with barely anything, with a really good save. Now, Cool Crush trying to take this one off the wall, will not succeed. Payne pushing it back over for a clear down to midfield. Mitch now running back. Oh, bumping his own teammate out of frustration. 1 second left. The clock is ticking.
Is anybody there?
And
Yes!
FIU
Let's
will
go!
succeed in tying up the series 2-2.
Yeah, I will say that I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit suspicious there. A little team bump from Mitch, a little bit of chaos. But in the end, when you're in a finals like this, it's such a high-stake event. It doesn't matter how you get the job done sometimes. Sometimes you just need to get a little lucky. The ball just needs to bounce your way. And FIU gets that here. They make the critical saves when they need to, and they tie up the series 2-2 in this best of 7. It turns into a best of 3 now for the rest of the series. Sorry, oh my god, I have to do math there.
Yeah, I'm not a math major, but
Yeah, me
I'm
neither.
not doing any math. I graduated already. This is it for me. No more math. The only math that I'm doing is the money that we're finna win from this tournament. Hey! And pushing forward. Now, waiting for, you know what? Probably some more drama. Kent State waiting to see if they're still lagging.
The ping looks good at least.
Yeah, I was going to say,
my
ping says it's at, 75. So, honestly, not great. So, I don't want to hear anything, okay? I'm casting this on a lag. Grateful, Kent State. They're grateful, Kent State.
Listen, one thing I want to say, that play there from Payne for that second goal, how important is that going to be as we look further in the series? That's a key critical goal after giving up the goal back 1-1. They get that amazing pass play, and it puts them in a situation where they're in a tie series, all to play for now in game number 5.
And game number 5 is an intense game here. Looking for just one opportunity, one chance to succeed. That is all we're looking for. However, Kent State looking for the same thing, and Callisto taking advantage of an open net. And as you can see, honestly, I can't even tell which school wants it more.
Listen, it's a dogfight out there. They both want this series so bad. It's a great pinch there. Mitch is on the backboard. It's pinched into his car. It makes him take a touch he may not have wanted to take, right, because of the speed of the ball, and it gives Callisto a chance to score. And he's been on it all series. I will give him that.
What a setup. Whoa. I was honestly expecting that to go in there. Over prime defense from Kent State. Honestly, what they're known for at this point is their demos and defense, the double Ds of Rocket League here. And, oh my gosh, and trying to get the demo on Derek Cow, however, will miss. Cool Chris is not acting very cool, calm and collected. Payne now pushing that one back up.
Ooh, Chris got bombed.
Receive, however, only for Derek Cow. Now Mitch now stuck on that receiving end. However, will get dunked on as a result. We're just waiting too long to take possession of that ball, and we'll get punished. Kent State 2-0.
Yeah, it was a pivotal bump there in the midfield. It was Payne got the backward clear. It was looking like Chris was going to follow it up in the midfield to get maybe a nice little counterattack or a solo play. He gets bumped out to the side. It just gives Kent State this really awkward open field. They earn it through the bump, and they capitalize immediately. Derek Cow's looking to maybe get a third so early in this game. Still 3 minutes and 40 remaining. FIU have tons of time to respond, but it's not going to be easy. There's another shot.
Oh my gosh, Shadow actually low-key whipping that shot onto goal here. And now Jerry Cow trying to take advantage of absolute chaos that Kent State just caused FIU for missing that save. Oh, but the flip reset comes out. Will miss that though, however. Mitch now for the clear. Callisto with a half flip, bringing it back over. Jerry Cow taking it back over to the right-hand side of the net. And the shot did not find its way in right now. Pretty sure Kent State did some of their own research on us, and they're realizing what they're trying to do. So now they're trying to play even faster, put more pressure, more possession time on the ball here, and honestly, it's working right now, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, for Kent State right now, what they're seeing is that after that game previously, they realized that they kind of lost their way a little bit with the demos. In games 3 and 4, they were a lot more passive when it came to the demo attempts. As Payne gets a pass here, it's not going to work out. It's a great block by Dairy Cow. But what we saw is now Kent State's getting more aggressive in this game, and it's giving them the space that they need. Is another critical save there from Mitch. And FIU just looking for that first goal to get themselves into this game. Make a statement as Mitch going for the bump, but Payne's going to get 50'd out.
It's not looking good for FIU right now, and that flip set actually will get messed up. And over back to Derek Gallagher. Cool Chris for the shots on. Oh, but Callisto with barely a save, barely a touch on that ball. Oh, and a 50 that's just so positive for Kent State. However, blocked off. Cool Chris trying to find more. No one in goal. It's an open net right now. However, Payne has possession of the ball. And looking to take it around the board, however, may not succeed. And we'll get pumped off the ball. Another shot on goal. Mitch with another amazing save. And the 50 is going to go positive over for Mitch. Trying to get that second touch. Can't get that one to go either. Cool Chris now on possession. Can't get it to go. Now Payne even whipping now. It's literally nobody there but Mitch. Oh my gosh. And just literally stuck in this constant rotation of people. Cool Chris barely with a save. Trying to make something work out of this predicament that they are stuck in. Just constant pressure. No.
What a save!
And another save from Payne. So literally so much that they're bumping into each other. That is how frustrating this is for this team. Another shot on goal with Callisto. The one-man army to get it done 3-0 for Kent State.
Yeah, just FIU in this last minute. I mean, they've just been a little bit all over the place. You could just tell it's just some of the touches that they're taking. You could just tell the nerves. And it's also not even just the nerves, but just that pressure Kent State's putting on. When you apply pressure like this in such a high-pressure environment and a high-intense series, you're going to start seeing those mistakes come out. As FIU is going to need to reset here to try to take this momentum away from Kent State, who just looks so confident. And Dairy Cow gets another with an assist from Callisto. It's just calamity for FIU right now, as Kent State have all the momentum.
But now to set it any better myself. And honestly, we're now stuck 4-0, 1 minute to go. Honestly, this is more like on the mental game now. Sure, they can come back. It's statistically possible. However, what are the chances of it happening? Close to 1, if not 0. And Callisto with another shot, really solidifying this point. This is our title. You are not taking it. This is our home. And FIU stuck, picking up the pieces of their broken dreams on the ground. However, still not over.
Yeah, I think what's important here for FIU is just, like you said, it's definitely going to be a mental game from here on out, as Kent State has a really good adjustment into this game. They got a lot more aggressive, been getting that space. FIU just getting a little bit rattled, after some of these goals, right? They're having some big committals on their plays, kind of leaving them vulnerable in the back and allowing Kent State to have this big space for the counter. So it's going to be now just about the adjustment for FIU, as right now you're just thinking in your head as a player, you know, what I'm going to do in game 6 to just turn this series back in our favor, as Kent State continue to just rain down pressure. But here's a good counterattack. Let's see if we can get some momentum here. A little bit of a pick from Mitch, but it's saved out by Dairy Cow, as they want to keep a clean sheet here. Kent State, FIU trying desperately to get a goal, but just some big saves coming out here.
Just trying to get something to go, just to send a message like this game is not done. We can still get one on. And Kent State really punching it home. Just, it's not gonna happen this game. Letting it drop. Kent State for another.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, you got to give it to Kent State. It was a really good game from them. They came out and realized that they had a lot of success in the first 2 games against FIU when they were demoing a lot more, and they came out this game just with a fury, right? They looked angry, Rox. They looked so angry from those previous games that FIU took. And wait a minute, what did I say, GG? It's not a best of 7?
You know, if the announcer has to say not a best of 7, it's probably not a good.
Wait, what?
Nah. Is it not a best of 7? I was told it's a best of 7.
Yeah, no, that wasn't.
I guess that's it. It's a best of 5. That's it. Who the
Wait a
hell's
minute.
sending me gamer grip? What are you?
Wait, I'm actually confused.
Somebody
Did I
sent
miss?
gamer
Did I
grip.
seriously miscount? Or was it only a best of 5?
No, how is
A grand finals
What?
a best of 5?
Bro said
that's
we will be
3-2.
drinking tonight.
Wait, I'm so lost. I'm sorry. Wait, what?
No, I'm lost too. I'm confused.
It's best
I
out
was
of
told
5.
best of 7.
It's best out of
Why
5.
didn't
Oh
anyone
my
say
god,
that?
no, I thought it was best of 7.
We've been saying best of 7
Oh
all
my
night. No one thought to correct
God.
us, like at all.
Yeah, I know.
You
I
didn't
wish
think to
someone
say
said
anything?
something. I feel like an idiot. Oh my god, I would have been so much more hyped for that game. I thought we had the time to respond.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well,
Why
you know,
does NACE do a best of 5? I did a best of 7 when I was in
I did a
NACE
best
final.
of 7. I was in ECAC.
What? Oh my god. Oh no. That's annoying, man. What? What is NACE turning into, man? This is ridiculous. I. I'm sorry, man. I was just under like the wrong impression. I feel bad now.
I mean,
Wow, then that was a really good response by Kent State. Like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Wow. Holy
'Cause
shit.
that was
Oh my
basically the
God,
best
bro.
of 7. Wow. I mean, that's just unfortunate.
Why you said me beat this?
We almost did the inverse. I was told that Kent State, like we were up 2-0 in Kent State in regular season and we reverse swept them. And that this time it almost looked like we reverse swept them. So we were right. We had the game count right, but yeah. Golly, man, what is this?
I'm just
I'm a-
I have no words.
I
Everyone,
do.
It's okay.
That
It's
fucking
okay.
sucked.
thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. And
I literally didn't eat dinner for this.
same, but
I'm gonna not only am I not gonna be able to eat, I'm gonna not be able to eat, and I'm gonna be sad.
guys, well, thank
Yeah.
you for
Bullshit.
being here.
Bro,
Appreciate
Zernate,
the
it was a best of
support.
5?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a best
I thought it was a
of
best of
5.
7.